What's up, YouTube? Happy Saturday. Saturday night, wet, raining, but also a great time to chime in and make a video. So that is what I'm doing. Tonight I'm talking about a recap of this week's news, which we had the good, the bad, and the ugly. So usually I like to start off positive because it's always nice to start off that way. So good evening, everybody. That's my positive to start off. But I'll jump right in for right now. The bad news is that it was a very sad week for the First Amendment and lovers of free speech with the banning of Alex Jones on Apple, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Now, as far as I know, he still has his actual Infowars.com website up. But obviously, we know how much of an impact that can have when it narrows the audience he has. Of course, he's going to have tons of followers. But, I mean, I know on YouTube he had over 2 million subscribers. So, I mean, there's no way to downplay the huge impact that this censorship, this banning has probably had on his platform now. And Verstein, Truth or Talk, actually uploaded a video. I want to say the title of the video was Alex Jones Defends Censorship. But anyway, in summary, in that video, if you did get to watch it, if you don't, go to Verstein's channel, Truth or Talk. You can find that video uploaded. Pretty much on the video, it's Alex Jones addressing his audience, explaining to them that they seen it coming. They were putting strikes on him. There was lawsuits, there was all these mechanisms they were using leading up to basically censoring him and banning him. So you may want to watch that video there. So that happened, and I mean, we have to really acknowledge what kind of implications that's going to have for other alternative media, for other outlets that are telling alternative facts opposed to what corporate media is sharing with its clients or customers, should I say. So that was not good. Wasn't happy about that. Of course, there were other people saying, yeah, it's great, good, but it's not. It really isn't. I'd say next we got to be careful for WikiLeaks. But in talking about WikiLeaks, talk about ultimate clapback of the week. So the ultimate clapback checkmate of the week goes to the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee. The U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee sent a letter to Julian Assange to testify via the U.S. Embassy in London as it relates to the Russian collusion case. Now, I don't know what all the conditions are going to be put in place, or if something's going to be negotiated. I'm sure that Julian Assange is intelligent as he is, and the lawyers that represent him right now, it says that they are considering it. Of course, there's going to be some kind of, some conditions that have to be met, at least on our part if we're calling for him to come over here. I will hope that the end result is Julian Assange's freedom, because he deserves it. But anyhow, ultimate clapback. So, they knock Alex Jones out the way. And then after that, now WikiLeaks. All right, WikiLeaks. So I would say don't stop at WikiLeaks. Let's also send a letter to Kim.com. The New Zealand entrepreneur, Kim.com, who actually had this site that you can put your name in to see if you've been shadow banned. That's how I was able to find out about myself. So Kim.com had a couple of months ago had at least 3-4 times had his team of lawyers reach out to Bob Mueller or Rob Mueller, whichever we want to call him, to say that they had evidence that Seth Rich was the source of the DNC so-called hacks. It was an inside job. Kim.com was saying that he had evidence Why haven't we heard from him yet? Why hasn't he been subpoenaed or, I mean, they wouldn't even have to subpoena him. He was willingly coming forward, wanting to offer this information. But guess what? They didn't want to talk to him. So I would say, again, let's not stop there. Let's also invite Kim.com to share what he actually has. Since we have no evidence of anything, we don't even have the DNC servers. We don't have any of that. So I think that was great. And that was a Hayu kick. You guys remember Street Fighter? Anyway, so that was one area. Then we also had Giuliani. Giuliani actually sat on Fox News, and Giuliani said this case is going to blow up on Mueller. It's going to blow up. And hopefully it's going to blow up through people like real truth tellers, because it's going to be funny listening to them if WikiLeaks editor Julian Assange decides to come and actually testify. It's going to be funny trying to hear the left or all these liberal media outlets try to spin Julian Assange's story. He's 100 for 100 with truth. Really extremely credible person. Okay, so that would be interesting, trying to see them spin that. But anyhow, yeah, Giuliani is saying that it's going to blow up in his face. So I'm glad that they have him on the team because at least he's vocal, and they are fighting back as they should be. Okay, next point is West Hollywood City Council votes to seek removal of Trump's Walk of Fame. So someone was so outraged and said, we have to do something about this. This man is a racist, he's misogynic, he's a homophobe, he's all these awful things, and his Walk of Fame star does not deserve to be here, and they must have signed a petition. So either way, we don't know what came up out of it, but basically right now, the city of West Hollywood City Council votes to seek the removal of Trump's Walk of Fame. Crybabies. Really? What is that going to do? What is that going to do? He's a star already. He was a star before. Now we want to move it? Oh, dear. The funny thing is after it was destroyed, because they did destroy it, right? Like, it's all busted up on the floor. It's cracked and everything. Somebody took maybe a jackhammer or something to break up his name so you wouldn't see it anymore. The funny thing is after it was destroyed, multiple stars appeared on that area. So the haters gonna hate, but the lovers are gonna love. And they did. And they put a bunch of other Trump stars out there. I think it was vinyl, so you're able to pick it up. But just to show the ridiculousness. Seriously, so I thought that was funny. Then here in old salty Staten Island, they usually heavily vote Republican, but they are definitely a little island unto themselves. But regardless, there's an artist that had this 20-foot installation of a Trump, not a statue, just a 20-foot pro-Trump city installation. It's on his lawn. So when the holidays comes, with whether it be Halloween or Christmas or something, and people put snowmans, reindeers, or pumpkins, whatever, on their front lawn. They had a big 20-foot pro-Trump, and he's posing like this, and you see he's got all these muscles, and So that was there, put up in Staten Island. And then it was really interesting. So just about 2 days ago, Ocasio-Cortez was using sexism as an excuse not to debate. So I don't know if you guys watched the news cycle a couple of days ago, maybe a day or two ago, if I'm correct. Ben Shapiro actually challenged her. She was running around saying that Republicans are scared to talk to her and they're scared to debate her. So Ben Shapiro said, come debate me, and I'll give $10,000 to a charity of your choosing. So her response via Twitter was, just like catcalling, I don't owe a response to unsolicited requests for men with bad intentions. And also, like catcalling, from some reason, they feel entitled to one. Catcalling? Really? I mean, if you listen to Ben Shapiro's call, he was being very respectful. And I don't think his intentions were nefarious. When it comes down to really debate, you ran for Congress. Do you think that you're not going to be challenged? You running from a debate from Ben Shapiro? Seriously, I think for your brand, if you were trying to expand and reach a bigger audience, there's no better person than to sit down and debate than Ben Shapiro. I mean, even Bernie, you call yourself a democratic socialist, even Bernie was more gangster than that. Even Bernie was willing to debate Trump. I'm just saying. Like, seriously? Catcalls? How? How is that catcalling? I mean, if you're scared, just give some other response. But don't say catcalling and he's not entitled to one or he feels entitled to one. Like, really? I mean, it's a battle of ideas, all right? It's a battle of concepts. You have to win people over with. And just talking about it and critiquing the system and all the things that you don't like about it, but not being able to take your message to people to make people understand why your point of view or why your positions are better than his. If you're not willing to do that, then what did you run for Congress for? Why? It's easy when you're sitting in a room talking about all the things that are wrong with the system, until you actually get into the system and have to work within the system and see what the system really is. So Ben Shapiro's response was, discussion and debate are not bad intentions, in quotations. Slandering someone as a sexist catcaller without reason or evidence does demonstrate cowardice and bad intent, however. So yeah, Ben Shapiro said you're a coward. And I'd agree. You don't want to go sit down toe for toe with Ben Shapiro because he's not going to give you breaks and stop. Like, he's going to be relentless. And maybe you're not vetted that way as of yet. Or maybe your ideas are unpopular and they are not going to appeal to people. Maybe you're concerned about that. It's easy when you are talking about the system and everything that's wrong and critiquing things and you're talking to your audience through the echo chamber, people who listen to what you have to say or people who think like you, people who are on your side of the aisle. But it takes bold character and courage to be able to sit down and then debate with somebody who has a different opinion of you. You cannot continue to just throw these labels around and call people names and put them in these little boxes and think you don't have to deal with them after you've done that. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And that also brings me to the point of, on one of my previous videos, I believe in my video that's called Message to Progressives from Walk Away. In that video, I discussed that I had been privy to meetings with the Democratic Socialist Club. It was in New York City. I was invited by a union member, by somebody I knew, so that was my angle on how I got in there. And I went a couple of times. And I can tell you from each time I sat down, okay, it was like I was almost in a college classroom, kind of we're sitting down in these circles, and they're going one by one, asking everybody's name and what their background is, like a little introduction. Then they had like two little leaders who would give their little spiel and then, go on and talk about kind of, the club and try to find out what the vision is. So there was like bullet points on like certain issues and everybody was supposed to collectively discuss, I guess, their point of view on it. As far as I can see it, it was like so many different agendas going on. It was a bunch of confusion. I didn't understand. I was like, why am I here? Why am I making time for this? I was interested in being part of something. So, of course, you want to find out what it's all about. But I learned very quickly in sitting in a couple of those meetings that this is bullshit. Like, what is this? What is going on? I'm wasting my time. And then there was this parent that I was like, okay, this is what I said. I'm done. There was this one parent that said, yeah, I'm going to raise both my kids to be socialists. And I was like, huh? All right, that's it. I'm done. I remember specifically, I left, I stopped, I had a little drink, and I said, all right, I'm going home. What is this? What is this? Okay? So, Democratic Socialist Club, my attitude, my perception of that group was that it's a bunch of people who are little hipsters and protesters. You know, that's what they're used to, going to rallies and stuff like that. You know, they all dressed a certain way, little skinny jeans, little shoes and stuff, some with little glasses. When you listen to some of them when they were having their conversations, they spent a lot of time using very big words, and they were really up here in their brain, and, you know, everything's so abstract, and there's so many other things going on, and it's just like, it was just weird. Okay? It was weird. I said, okay, you know what? I can't do this. All right. So, and she comes from that wing. And like I said in my message to progressives video, with all the bad blood that is part of that Democratic Party, for you to still try to come running and using that platform to move forward, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Like, no, you will regress right back to that party, their platform, where they stand, and that's it. You're a Democrat. Democratic Socialist. What's the difference? So, you know, Ocasio-Cortez, mamita. That message might work for the Bronx, but that's not working for the rest. It's not going to work for the rest of the country. Very unpopular. And if you're running right now, God forbid, oh my goodness, you know how many people are going to challenge you going forward? You think you're going to keep on hiding and talking to little constituents or little people that you like? And that's going to win? You're going to hide like Hillary Clinton did for what, like 300-400 days? She dipped away from the press. You couldn't find her. And she wasn't talking to anybody. And she just thought she was going to sail on through. And she was going to win. Well, we know what happened on November 8, 2016. Yeah, it was real. So that happened. And my final point is that the NAACP conducted a poll that said, or that found, that blacks' approval of Trump reaches a high of 21%. 21%. That's more than double what it was in April in a Reuters poll. That's pretty incredible. So, you know, for all you folks who've been on here calling me names, Coonzilla, House you know what, gosh, what else did I hear? There were several nasty names. I'm just saying. I'm not the only one. Okay? I'm not the only one. So it is what it is. And with all that said, guys, I hope you are having a wonderful Saturday. Obviously, Trump is winning, and that's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm also going to ask you guys, if you like the content that I share with you, you like the message, and please share my videos. Get my subscribers up. I've been moving up little by little, and I appreciate that. It is not easy, but just continue to engage me. I love when you guys share your thoughts with me and your feelings. It's helpful. It's helpful for me. It's insightful, and it lets me know, you know, how you guys are receiving messages from me. So with all that said, guys, I love you. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I got to go cook dinner. Be well, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.